the cross-examining witness, they basically showed all the pictures that had something to do with Straight Drop. They show how Straight Drop hopped out the car. They show how he ran up with the Drake. They said Straight Drop was the one with the Drake in his hand. They said that Makedas Raven them, they cousin, they ducked down. Once they ducked down, that's when Straight Drop and them started blowing. Once Straight Drop and them started blowing, Young Dolph looked to the right. He instantly, Young Dolph ducked. But once he lifted his head back up, that's when they got him. So I want y'all to really look at that because that's a sad situation because Dolph really didn't have to go out like that. He only went out like that because of the misconception of Makedas and them being his friend and being cool with him. This goes to show, like, man, you really can't put your eggs in one basket because at some point it will backfire on you. And I know they looking at it like Dolph had a lot of money. He could have literally sat there and paid for extra security. But Dolph, he trusted these people. And when you trust somebody, it could be deceptive. They could deceive you. When Yo Gotti came in the courtroom, everybody stand up. They looked to the right. They said they knew for a fact that Yo Gotti had something to do with this because he presented himself in court and actually showed that he really cared about Straight Drop. But it also put him in a messed up predicament, which led him down the wrong path to people looking at him as if he did the wrong thing. Like, I want y'all to understand, was he wrong about presenting himself in court on behalf of Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith? Or did he just basically make a power play because they didn't think he had nothing to do with it, but really he did? So therefore he never showed his hand, never showed his cards at the beginning. But now he's coming to court. It goes to show, like, Yo Gotti won. He kind of won a part of this whole ordeal that went on. And Dolph had a lot of females that was riding with him. That's why I say your number one enemy is mostly the females who still setting guys up. This all goes to show what happened to Mo3, what happened to everybody who got sent up. Y'all know for a fact that everybody who was in this BGE camp, y'all know for a fact that they had something to do with it. And they said Trula Mafia and Trula KT was the main one who ran out the black GMC truck. Y'all gotta look at that because it was cars posted up around Makedas just to get Dolph. And it's so crazy how they made a strategic play. That's why I always say it's a chess move that they played. And we can all actually look at this and actual reality open our eyes to what's really going on because this is a revolving door. We gotta understand that Dolph, he could have avoided this, but at the same time, he trusted the wrong people. It was Makedas and their grandma, they daddy, they brothers. Dolph was looking out for them, and they turned on him for Gotti. Like, I want y'all to really look at this. This is why Gotti got questioned, and I don't blame him. If you do something, you're going to get questioned for it, regardless if the feds come 2 years later or a year later. A lot of people sit back and look at it like, this is why all they shows get canceled. This is why Marcus Thorne, Key Glock, and Mia J pulled up to Yo Gotti whole event. The reason they pulled up is because of what happened to Dolph. That still don't disappear, regardless of how much time go past, because people still grieving over what happened to Dolph, and people sitting back looking at it like it was just nothing. It was just a lost soul. No, you can't look at it like that because everybody's sitting there looking at it in real life, taking heed to this, man. These people heated. These people don't want them to go down for this, man. These people do not want nobody in PRE to sit there, retaliate, do something stupid, get locked up with Straight Drop them, and next thing you know, it's two sides gone. I want to let y'all know one thing. Everybody knows for a fact that Mr. Johnson is incarcerated for one reason. They just stated that he appeared in court, but they brought up the previous phone calls, and they literally said that he basically was texting outside people. Like, he was basically texting Moneybagg, Yo Gotti, basically asking them for help while he's in there. You gotta understand, there's so many PRE affiliates, associates, they in there. Like, you gotta understand, they were sliding before Dolph even got sent up. So the people that's been in there for the longest, they literally sit back looking at him like, It's nobody you can call. If you on the deck with us, you gonna get whatever you got coming. That's why I want y'all to open your eyes and really understand what's really going on, because this is a revolving door and we can all look at this and take heed to this. I'm gonna let you guys hear it from the judge himself. I want you guys to really pay attention to this, because Straight Drop is facing some time. At the end of the day, we know for a fact Cornelius Smith, he don't even want to have no contact with Straight Drop. And from what the prosecutor said, they said the DA stated, and they made it mandatory that Straight Drop cannot have no outside, like, communications. He only can communicate with his lawyer, no one else. So all of the above, it goes to show that CMG is slowly breaking down and falling apart as we speak. So one thing we know for a fact is Young Dolph was a person who helped a lot of people. So whatever you put out there, you get back. I want y'all to really pay attention to this, because there's a lot of people who was hating on him from what he was doing, not because of who he was, because at the end of the day, before he got that money, they was not doing this. And if we open our eyes and realize what's really going on, we can look at Marcus Thorne. Like, Marcus Thorne was the main one who had them real life shook. He had them shook because it was Marcus Thorne, Mia J, and Key Glock. Those the only three who still can basically make the legacy go on, and people sitting back looking at it like, hold on, why would they even run up in a show like that? They ran up in the show because of what happened to Dolph. And you have to understand that one thing, Makedas Raven, she was the main one walking past looking like she had nothing to do with it. She the one that knew everything that went on inside the cookie shop. How is it that she wasn't there, but she was able to explain everything detail by detail? They said that it was people waiting in the back for Young Dolph when this all occurred. When this incident even came about, Blac Youngsta, he hurt, because this is gonna bring Blac Youngsta and Moneybagg Yo down. It's all gonna fall on the fall guys, man. The people who's the underlings, the underdogs, which is the people who's affiliated with CMG. I want y'all to really look at this and take heed to this, because in all actual reality, we can really pay attention to what's going on and take the glasses off and really look at it for what it is, man, because people sit back not really caring about what really happened with your Gotti cousin. With your Gotti cousin, he's straight now. He out the hospital. Everything that happened, it was a miss, like literally.
You know, it was the piece. And I guess, you know, some of the paperwork, they said that something along the lines that he had stole a car in California, but, you know, there hasn't been too much information about that, other than the fact that we know that he was picked up with no bond, and, you know, he basically, the charge right now is gun possession, and because he has a felon. And that was the night that Takeoff was sent up, and they have it all on footage. Everybody knows exactly what happened. They can see that he was out there, and he broke the, you know, the probation initially being out that late.
J. Prince Jr., he stepped on a lot of people before Lil' Cam Real Live got booked. Y'all got to pay attention to what's going on, because from what the DA saying, the DA Real Live, they put their finger on the main person who caused the situation. And I always tell y'all, when a person caused the situation, this is really going to affect everybody in the crowd, because you know how when something pop up, you have to really pay attention to it, because they son Duke up.
Mm-hmm.
Takeoff got hit up by one of J. Prince Jr. Mob Taz affiliates.
Right.
People know this, and people sitting back looking like, hold on, I don't trust them like that, because they realize they treacherous.
Right. I mean, and you know, they were down there for a couple of weeks working on their project, trying to get it out there. So everybody knew they were out there. So who's to say?
Lil' Cam broke off house arrest just to go there, because how did he get caught with the piece? Right.
I mean, to me, the crazy part is that Lil' Cam is 16, and so like all the stuff that goes back to 2018, his like Hayden tweets, he was like young. I mean, he's young now. So 2018, you know, he was a bit younger, and who's to say he went out that night to break the break it and
Yeah, to
just do
real
what he
life.
wanted to do, and that's it.
He wanted to real life. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. From what his cousin saying, man, they set that man up because he knew for a fact that they was gonna corner him off, and then Migo Bands made a mistake and hit him up.
Right, right.
They said his own crew hit him up.
Mm-hmm.
They said Lil Cam was the only one that instantly ran up behind him, tried to snatch the chain, and end up popping him at the same time.
Right. Now, if they're able to recover the piece,
They already did ballistics, though.
Right, right. But will they be able to tie it to other stuff? Because you know a lot of times that's what happens.
If
it's like,
they had the same blick.
Right.
For a long time,
Right.
they had a blick for a long time. They've been at a whole bunch of drills, and they've been out there like real live, like going in on people. Like you see what happened with Duke, and from what they saying that the move that Lil Cam got caught with, it was tied to Duke the Jeweler.
I mean,
It's crazy, man.
yeah.
Breaking news, y'all, man. I want y'all to really pay attention to what's going on because Duke the Jeweler, man, RIP to Duke the Jeweler, man, because they realized set that and thought that it was sweet, man. It's justice for these boys, man. At the end of the day, I know for a fact that people sitting right here looking like, why would they even run up on Duke like that, though? They ran up on Duke because they wanted the jury back.
Yeah.
But the reason why they ran up on Takeoff is because Lil Cam wanted to real life take that chain, man. He wanted that Migos pendant.
Right. And the thing is everybody be checking in exactly where they go, too. So you know along the way, even if you thought that they were going to be there, you can even confirm because people actually put themselves in that place while they're there.
Checking in for goofies.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because you could get sent up just by checking in.
Mm-hmm.
Them people you don't know, man. You only know the people you checking in to. You don't know the people who they got in the background as they security, who thirsty.
Right.
They ain't got no money.
Right. You go live on location, you just don't know who's watching you.
Real live, and they said that in Lil Cam car, boy, they found one of the diamonds off Takeoff chain, man. And y'all gotta really pay attention to that, man, because if you find a diamond in the car, the diamond worth, it was a baguette. So you gotta really look at it. The baguette's worth more than the regular diamonds. The diamonds is gonna determine where it came from. So if they got all of it did by a certain jeweler, you real life gotta pay attention to it because it'll track back.
Right, right.
Everything got a tracker to it.
Right.
And from what they saying is they pinged all the towers. And you gotta really look at the fact that when Lil Cam ran off and he came out of the bowling alley when J. Prince Jr. was jumped over Takeoff, you real live gotta pay attention to the fact that they pinged his iPhone, man. All the way from there to the, you feel me?
Yeah.
To the car.
Yeah, I mean, technology is crazy. It can tell exactly where you are. It can see who's next to you, who's around you.
That's why Lil Cam, he mad right now because they got that man. They asked this man, do you want to be in PC or not? He said he want to be in population.
I mean, it is what it is, you know?
And we know for a fact that you really can't be in population if you know you got the Migos people behind you. This Migos connection and what they saying about the Rico indictment is sad because too many people going down for it. 14 people they realize got in that 62-page indictment, man.
I mean, they're going to find there's more people connected, and who's to say Lil Cam, who's to say he's going to end up ratting on himself in there? Or what's going to be said, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Lil Cam was the main one who they said that he was the one who realized pulled the same move that he got caught with, the piece. Like, the same piece, man. He only had 2 more shells still in there, man. It was over with from that point. They already knew what happened. They said, why was your clip empty? You feel me? Why was it only 2 left up in there?
Right, right. I mean, and they may end up even tying it with something else. There's a lot of times there's stuff that's cold, and they're looking for pieces that go together, and it's just a matter of time through everything's run through the system, and then they start connecting the dots. It happens so often.
Yeah, but I sit back and look at it like, why would they even put themselves in this predicament?
Right.
And a lot of people don't think before they do certain things, but when it all boils down to it, you will sit there and look at it like, hold on. It was too many people there. Mike Prince, he didn't want to tell on Migo Bands. But Migo Bands already knew for a fact that once they come question him, he was telling on Lil' Cam because that's the person who he was staring at.
Right.
That's the only person who really had the blicky.
I mean, they're gonna know because they know what ultimately sent Takeoff up, you know. And when they match it together or whatever they're able to find, they're gonna be able to figure everything out.
Yeah, that's why I sit back and I look at it. I be like, you know what? They better be cautious about the people that they keep around them because anybody could hear a conversation and be like, you know what? I'm finna go report this to the feds because they son Takeoff up. Even if they in mob ties.
I mean, that's the thing. What is everyone, or what's the line of you're gonna protect yourself for? You know, at what cost will you protect yourself?
It should be by any means.
Right.
And if y'all feel that Takeoff was sent up by his own people, throw them Takeoff in the comment section, man. Let me know how y'all feel, man. And if y'all feel that he was set up by J. Prince Jr., throw them 999s in the comment section. I want y'all to really pay attention to this, man, because it's really a big thing that a lot of people sitting back looking at it like Takeoff is one of the ones that started the Migos, but Migo Bands was one of the ones who wanted to rap just like them. So you gotta understand, man, and if y'all really go and really pay attention to the video, y'all see that it's chopped up. If y'all think the video chopped up, let me know.
I mean, there was a lot of. I saw it. It looked like it was a bit choppy. I thought, my own opinion.
Yeah, cause if y'all pay attention, if y'all would have literally look at the video and look at the first 10 seconds of the video, you will hear a squeaking noise. Some type of, you feel me? Like it all goes back to Quavo getting into it, and you hear Quavo voice, you hear Quavo instantly. Man, I ain't trying to play no basketball. People sat there and said that it wasn't over the basketball, but they said it was over basketball. So that goes to show that Takeoff, real life, was trying to protect Quavo. People know this.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that it was originally I thought they were talking about a regular basketball game, but I guess they were talking about basketball in the arcade there at the alley. That's what I was I heard from a couple different people. And so at first though I'm thinking 2 a.m, where are you gonna play basketball? Outside? And then I'm like, oh, it makes a little more sense. You figure you're having your good time and you're like, oh, I'll beat you at this basketball inside at the arcade. You know what I mean? It makes a little bit more sense. But at that hour, nothing. We all know nothing good happens at hours like that. You know what I mean?
Because it's too many people with blickies.
Yep, too many people with blickies.
And they in the hood. J. Prince Jr. and them real life sitting back we don't want Quavo and them to think it's sweet, but we gonna protect them to a certain extent.
Right. Everyone's ego's getting the best of them. No one's gonna back down because, God forbid they back down. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because you already know Migo Bands pulled out the blick. He instantly started blowing. He boom, 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 boom. The only reason he started blowing, he was blowing at Lil' Cam. And Lil' Cam sat there and said man, you almost hit me, boy. Real talk, man. Migo Bands was thinking Lil' Cam was holding Takeoff up, y'all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And you know that Lil' Cam was trying to snatch The whole Migos pendant.
I mean, it's just crazy that you'd have someone so close to you, you know, not even thinking that that's going to be the one ultimately that sends you up.
Yeah.
He's right there next to him.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, you was looking him right in the eyes, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people, man, them people you grew up with, man, them the main ones. They love you, but they'll send you up, man, certain people, because they'll look at you like, hold on, I need what he got. You feel me? At the end of the day, we know for a fact that Migo Bands, he sat there and didn't even go to the funeral.
I mean, a lot of times there's a lot of jealousy and envy, and that's what ends up people do what they do because of it. Doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
but that's what ultimately ends up being the cause for them to, you know, do what they did.
J. Prince Jr. got Takeoff name tattooed on his leg, man. Like, this goes to show, man, he's sending his condolences, but at the same time, man, it was your homie that sent them up.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you were part of it, and then you put something on you, I don't know what good that's gonna come of it. You know.
Like, all that's gonna do is show them that your appreciation of Takeoff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real life, they put the memorial out there and everything. People sat back and said, like, hold on. Quavo don't like the fact that they didn't real life shout Takeoff out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ain't shout him out like they were supposed to, man. At the end of the day, we know for a fact it's too many people sitting back like it could have easily been avoided. It's either you gonna allow it or avoid it.
Right. I mean, he definitely wanted to leave earlier in the night, and so makes you wonder, like, if he left early in the night, would it have been a different situation? Would it have happened outside? Like, was this still gonna happen? You know, but he didn't end up leaving early. They ended up staying longer, and resulting he, you know, got sent up that night.
Everybody was you feel me? It was a lot of people there, and only people who was in that vicinity could basically identify Migo Bands, and they can really look at the fact like J. Prince Jr. was in the midst of everything. He was in the middle of the crowd. Like on phone now, man, I want y'all to really pay attention to what's going on.
I mean, the thing is currently what we know is that they picked up Lil' Cam based upon him violating his probation initially. And then from there, he was arrested for illegal possession of carrying a piece. Somewhere along in the paperwork, it also mentioned that there was a stolen vehicle and something to do with in California, but you know, that's just something that was heard, not 100% sure on that part. But we know that Lil' Cam's been hating on him since 2018. I mean, they had a lot of tweets that had resurfaced, so it shows there was a lot of animosity going back. I mean, going back for the last couple of years.
Yeah, and they said that he was booked for felony possession. This goes to show y'all, man. And I always tell y'all, man, if y'all in the streets, man, be cautious of the things that you do, man, because your own homies could be the one that rat you out in real life. Look at you like you gonna snitch on the whole mob ties. I want y'all to really look at this, man. Take heed to this, because everybody know for a fact that he was already on house arrest. It ain't no coincidence that he was out that late and he knew that he had to be in the crib at a certain time. He real life went out there, and from what they saying, look, listen to this, y'all. They saying that this man went out there because he wanted to real life take off chain, man.
I mean, the one thing is though, is we know he was picked up without bond. And so one of the things that they're hoping for is that, you know, a lot of times these arrests, they lead to the incriminating, you know, information, or they end up talking and they, one way or another, brag or discuss what's happened with cellmates, and before you realize it, they end up ratting on themselves. And so it's just a matter of time. Like, they got him in there, they're keeping him